Hello again, fellow Gears. What's up? It's Manicon bringing you another Gears 5 video. This one is on the pilot class skill cards for both Horde and Escape. I just need to quickly thank Gears and Swally for this one, but we're going to jump right into it. Let's do this. Now, the pilot class's ultimate is it summons a Silverback on the battlefield, which using the Silverback is awesome. And their passive is any damage you take slowly recharges your ultimate, which the more Silverback time you can use, the better, right? But now onto her skill cards. We're going to start out with the Silverback Salvo. Doing damage with the Silverback Salvo will increase the duration of the Silverback by 1.35 seconds. This skill card is great to have on, and I'll usually have it equipped because not only does it increase your time duration of the Silverback, it's also great if you get a bunch of juvies or rejects because it just shreds and tears right through them, which is always a good thing there. So now we're going to go over to her other main card here, the Aggressive Armor. Dealing any damage to enemies grants 6 hit points. This skill card is fantastic, and for me, I always have it on and equipped because getting free stim for any type of damage dealt to enemies is awesome, and it really allows you to sponge a lot of first hits, even in the mastered difficulty. Onto the Hammer skill card. Drop Shot deals 80% extra damage and stuns the enemy for up to 4 seconds. This is a great card to have on. It's awesome to equip, especially if you like using the Drop Shot a lot. Plus, it stuns enemies as well, which is a huge benefit, which does include stunning all the bosses except for the flock. And I'll have video of stunning the bosses later on in this tutorial for you to check out. Onto Healing Tri-Shot. Equip the Silverback with a Tri-Shot, which heals the Silverback for 85% of damage dealt. This is another great skill card I really like to use because healing your Silverback is a nice thing to have, and it also helps extend the use of your ultimate by auto-regenerating health with the Healing Tri-Shot card, and if you combine it with the Silverback Salvo skill card on as well, you'll get to extend the time that you have in your Silverback, which is always a great thing, for sure. Alright, the next skill card we're going to go over to Cold Finish. Damaging an enemy with less than 25% health also applies 70% freezing damage. This is a signature card and an awesome one because being able to freeze both regular enemies and freeze bosses as well is so nice. And if you pair that up with the Hammer skill card on, you're looking pretty dang good because you're stunning your enemies until they auto freeze and die. Great stuff for sure. Onto the Bleeding Mulcher skill card. Equip the Silverback with a Mulcher that causes bleeding damage, 55% of damage dealt. This is another very good card for your Silverback because its bleed damage is a very nice skill to have, especially against the bigger enemies like the DR1s and also the Scions, etc. However, you could substitute this card for the Silverback Salvo or the Healing Tri-Shot, whichever is your preference, so they'll both work out, that's for sure. Onto the Silverback Scorcher. Equip a Scorcher to the Silverback that deals 120% extra damage. What it seems like is that the Scorcher card is kind of bugged right now. While using it on the Silverback, it mostly just shoots the ground when you use it. And to make it work a little better, you need to aim high above the ground. But with this bug, I'm sure TC will get a patch or fix for this very soon down the road. Alright, we're going to go over to the next skill card, which is going to be the Deep Pockets. Maximum ammo capacity for all pistols is increased by 115%. If you're a big fan of the Boltok, Talon, or Snub, then I think you'll like this card. But besides that, I think this card is okay when you're lower level, but once you leveled up, I feel that there are better skill cards for you to use in Horde. However, if you're going to be doing an escape speedrun or whatnot, this card can be very useful. That is for sure. Alright, on to the next card, Healing Explosives. Dealing explosive damage heals for 110% of the damage dealt. This is another great card of the pilot class. Its healing can be extremely useful to save you from dying at times, but it can be swapped out back and forth with the Hammer card if you're not going to be using a Drop Shot in your hive. Alright, onto the Initiator skill card. Damaging a full health enemy taunts the enemy for 4 seconds. So on the waves that you pull more difficult enemies like Scions, when using this card, it will pull aggro from that enemy to you. If you are in your Silverback, this card could be useful in certain situations, but I feel there are better cards to use besides this one once leveled up. Onto the Wingman skill card. Ultimate recharges 205% when 2 or less of your teammates remain. This card works okay and can be useful in Escape to bring if a player goes down, or if it's just 2 players going through a hive because it brings back your ultimate faster. It can be used in Horde, but 3 players have to go down for it to work properly, which doesn't always happen very often. On to Enforcer Expert. 70% active damage and 35% active effects with the Enforcer. This is a really good card, especially when hitting active reloads. The damage output can even hold up to early waves on Master difficulty. Definitely check it out. Alright, on to Exploding Buzzkill. Equip the Silverback with a Buzzkill that does 85% splash damage on kills. Another good card for your Silverback at lower level, but once higher level, I think the other Silverback cards are more useful in general. On to Explosive Munitions. Killing enemies with the Silverback while in defense mode does 85% splash damage. This card to me is kind of counterintuitive because yes, you're doing more damage, but the damage you do will also hurt you as well in both Horde and Escape. And if you pair it with the Exploding Buzzkill card, when an enemy dies or explodes by you, your Silverback can blow up almost instantly as well. I think there are better cards to run than this one, personally. Alright, and on to Healing Munitions. Dealing explosive damage with the Silverback heals it for 110% of the damage dealt. This is a good card because it allows you to take even more damage while in your Silverback, but I think once you're able to use the Healing Tri-Shot, that'd be what I would prefer to use in this case. Quick Ice Cannon. Equip the Silverback with an Ice Cannon with 50% increased freezing speed. This is okay for a low-level card for your Silverback, and having the extra freeze damage is kind of nice, but once you're higher level, I feel that there are better cards you can use with your Silverback than this one. Rear Armor. 60% damage resistance to damage from behind. This is an okay card for lower level, and it also isn't bad at all if you're running an Escape speedrun, because it's 60% damage resistance on all damage types from behind, which does include the Venom in Escape, which is awesome. Alright, on to Score Boost and Epic Score Boost. When it comes to these 2 cards, if you're not going for a high score or a timed run, they aren't going to do much for you. I'm going to start off with the Pilot class perks. Her ultimate cooldown basically is 50% cooldown speed, which is great to be able to use your Silverback more often, right? As much as possible. The next one is Ammo Capacity, 100% more ammo. This is an amazing perk because the extra ammo applies to any and all weapons that the Pilot class is using. Yay! The next one is the Damage perk, 50% max damage. Another amazing perk because having more damage is always great. And like the Ammo Capacity, it is applicable to any and all weapons that the Pilot class uses. And finally, when it comes to health, I usually level it last. And this maxed up is 50% health, basically. And what it's not going to take like a direct sponge shot for you, but if there's splash damage, that's where it protects you really on the Master difficulty levels there. And here I just want to show that a lot of people don't know, if you're in your Silverback and hit Y, you go into defense mode, which will give you a barrier to hide behind to shoot enemies, which is pretty dang cool from the Silverback. And then also, if you get like a Mulcher and a Tri-Shot and you go into defense mode, and you can spin kind of left to right like this, it's almost like a man turret from Gears 4, but it's in Gears 5. And you can also do the, Tri-Shot, Salvo, doesn't really matter. Anyone that you want to do will work for you, for sure. Now, with all this talk about the Silverback, you need to watch out and be careful, because a Sire can come up behind you, rip you out of the Silverback, and take you away. And the crazy thing is the Sires can also take you from the front as well. So when you see a Sire, kill it immediately so he doesn't drag you away. Another great thing about the Pilot class's Cold Finish card is it works with grenades too. So if the enemy's low enough, you throw a shock grenade or plant one and then you run into it, boom, they're dead. It also works with incendiary grenades as well. If you look at there, boom, Cold Finish, dead. Gotta love that for sure. And we got one more of this DR1. No way, see ya. Alright, and then the other awesome thing is freezing the bosses, the main bosses. Once they get to low enough health, they're helpless. It makes the Cold Finish so nice. And one other thing that you can do, when someone's in their Silverback, you can repair the Silverback itself if it's taking damage to help extend the life of it. Another great thing, for sure. One card that I really love is that Hammer card with the drop shot. It stuns enemies for up to 4 seconds. And as you can see with the mini-bosses, look at how long it stuns these guys, especially these Sentinels. I mean, it's forever, it seems like. It makes it so much easier to hit them with this drop, and your team can go to town on DPS and kill them really quick. But look at what it does for the main bosses here. We have the Kestrel. Boom. Look how long he is stunned for all your DPS buddies to kill him. It's ridiculous almost on some of them. There's the Carrier. Gives you ample enough time to hit him hard. The Snatcher, a decent amount there. But the Swolmac or Barney. Look at how long you get with Barney with one drop shot. Awesome to get him killed. And then here's the new Wakatu boss. It only stuns him for about a second and a half or so. And then you don't even have to sometimes get near the boss or mini boss to stun it. Look at how far off I am, and he still stuns. Awesome.
While playing Lizzie, you sometimes will run into the problem. You want to kill yourself for a duplicate gun or refill your ammo, and you can't. You try frag grenades, nothing happens. Flame grenades, nothing happens. This is because she has her stim on, and her stim heals her for damage output she makes. So what you need to do is, if you have stim, get hit by an enemy, and then you can toss your grenades, and it will kill you no problem. And that's the flame grenades, and of course if they'll do it, then the frag grenades will do it as well, once all that stim is off. As you can see, boom boom.
Now when it comes to Lizzie's build and escape, it's pretty much similar for me as I use in Horde for the most part. Now, if you wanted to swap out Silverback, Salvo, or Healing Tri-Shot for Bleeding Mulcher, you could very easily do that. If you're not going to use a drop shot or bring the hammer card, you could swap that out for a Wingman if there's just two of you on a hive, or Healing Ammunitions if you want more health. Doing a hive speedrun, you could switch that out for Rear Armor, or Deep Pockets for any speedrun that you might be doing. Those might come in handy. But for the most part, like I said, it's pretty similar to Horde as far as the escape skill cards go. Now, on a lot of the highs towards the end, you're going to get ambushed, and this is why I love the Salvo, because it just rips through juvies and rejects, and then of course you have your heavy-duty tri-shot for, you know, DR1s and Scions and everything. Great stuff. But with that, that'll conclude this Lizzie skill card tutorial for Horde and Escape, and as always, enjoyed everybody. Thank you.